I'm Jake Ayers, the digital marketing lead at Instapage, and today we're going to be taking a look at Wanderlog's landing page. So to start off about this landing page, I really like this hero section that you're met with as soon as you drop onto the page, which also functions as the brand's homepage. So as soon as you drop onto this experience, you're met with left justified copy and a very impactful right justified hero image. And what I really like about this section is if we scroll ever so lightly, you can see the sort of differences in the scrolling experience you get. The rest of the page is going up, but then that image right there still sort of stays where it is, adds a sort of aspect of interactivity to the page, which I really like to see. And right after that hero section, when we keep scrolling beneath that, we can see sort of the value props and what exactly the product is doing, right? So as anyone who's sort of planned a trip knows, it can be really hard to get your itinerary, your destinations, your meal planning, all of that into one place. And that's what this product is doing. That's what Wanderlog actually does. It's centralizing all of your planning for your trip in one place, and it's showing you a little product demonstration there of how easy it is to just scroll things up and down, move them throughout the UI. Very good thing to see there. It provides a lot of value and insight for the user. And right beneath that, which I find pretty impactful, you're going to find testimonials from actual users, about 10 of them, which is really impactful for potential users to see what current users are saying about the product. So it entices the user to keep scrolling past this section because they're just given a little bit of value. And right after that, they're met with even more value, right? So you can see all of the features that will replace sort of all of your disjointed tools that you may have to go to several different places to use at one point. So this puts it all in one place for your planning, for your collaboration, for your flights and hotel schedules, all of that good stuff. It's being very obvious about what the product gives you. And the next section right after that pretty much continues that exact same sentiment. The planning and optimization is just very easy when you use Wanderlog. And so as we keep scrolling down the page, we can see more sort of aspects of the LP to get their app, to interact with their other content that you can see there, their sort of blog and case studies just beneath that. And then just beneath that blog and case study section, we can see the social proof. I really like to see the social proof on really any landing page you have for any purpose. But while that social proof is there, one thing I would like to experiment on this page with is moving that social proof in particular a little bit higher in the page, right? So you can see some pretty big logos in the travel space right there, but those logos are kind of buried on the page. So maybe put them in the same sort of real estate as the user testimonials. Maybe put this right beneath the hero so that, again, the user is getting a huge amount of value. As we scroll up the page and we make it back to the hero section, we're going to start talking about some more things that we can experiment with. So in the hero section right here, again, this is the thing you're first met with when you hit the landing page. So right here, it's really important to hit the user with a lot of value. So we have our head and subhead there, but maybe they're not providing enough information and enough value and enough feature to the user to really get them to scroll past the hero section. So that's one thing I would test about this page, particularly for the mobile view. And in keeping with what we would experiment with, as we scroll down and go to the social proof section, the first one with the testimonials, I noticed that some of the testimonials are actually linked to the respective user's destination. So they could be maybe paying for a backlink, which is, of course, beneficial to Wanderlog. But for the purposes of a landing page, I would probably experiment with taking those out because it's going to give the users sort of distraction and extra destinations to click around to and to sort of distract from the overall point of the page, which is to get someone to download and use Wanderlog, right? So maybe experiment with taking those off. And then right after that section, we can see all those other things that we talked about before. But this section in particular, I want to take a quick pause on and show the differences in how it looks on the desktop that we see right here, sort of just all 6 feature points right there, 1, 2, 3. So they look like they're put together as you would expect. But when we look at the mobile view right here, we can see that all of the images are left justified and all of the text is right justified. And so I would encourage them to experiment with making that into an actual Z pattern. When you create a Z pattern as opposed to left image, right text, what that does is it entices the user's eyes to naturally scroll left to right, which is how we read, right? And instead of getting an image every time you look right, it alternates. And so that psychologically creates more interest for the user to keep moving down the content. Again, speaking particularly to the mobile view here, because this is actually meant to be the referral destination from a Instagram ad. So obviously going to be very mobile optimized here. And then the last thing I would try to experiment on this page would really be the scroll depth itself. It's not very much to go through on a desktop experience, which we're looking at here on screen, but for the phone experience, if we scroll all the way back up to the top, it can be very, very lengthy to get all the way to the bottom of this page. And it just gets, again, like a lot to ask the user to do when they're coming cold off of an Instagram ad, right? So maybe experiment with taking some sections out, moving the more valuable sections upward, and just making it a more concise overall experience, right? So to sum everything up about this landing page, the final thoughts, very, very good landing page. I would probably try to, again, move certain elements up and down, but really overall the content on the page I really like to see. The hero section has good content, like I said, with that very special parallax scrolling. There's a good amount of product overview and short GIFs and testimonials on the page. It has all the aspects that you would want in a really high performing landing page. I would just recommend maybe changing a few things around, particularly in the order and how it's displayed on the screen for mobile. But thank you for joining us today on this edition of Landing Pages We Love with Instapage. If you'd like to start your own free trial with Instapage, feel free to scan that QR code in the top left of your screen, and feel free to join us next time for Landing Pages We Love. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.